If Pyros and Crips all got along, they probably got me down by the end of the song. Seem like the whole city go against me. Every time I'm in the street, I hear drop, 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 drop.
Okay, I want to put this out here right now. Kenny Pickett, 100%, 1,000%, 1,000,000,000% will be a Seahawk. I don't care what anyone says. You know what I mean? Fuck all the people who say that he's going to end up with the Panthers. Because the Panthers, I feel like the Panthers at this point know that their O-line is trash. You know what I mean? I feel like they know that their team as a whole is trash and is not ready for a quarterback. See, people gotta realize it's not just about okay, we have weapons or we have a great defense. Like, you have to have the entire thing. There's a reason they're trying to trade McCaffrey, because they know they're not ready to win as a team. So when you know you're not ready to win as a team, why the hell would you go draft a quarterback? That shit makes no sense, because if you have no O-line, if you're trading away your best player, that usually points towards a rebuild, which means probably to go with O-line. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be, that's going to be what's happening, because I think if they trade McCaffrey, they get a first-round pick for McCaffrey. If they get a first-round pick for McCaffrey, I don't know, I would assume the Bills would probably jump on McCaffrey, since they need a running back, and he's probably a little bit more reliable than Saquon is. So I would say that right now they're probably going to use one of those two picks on O-line, and I'm pretty sure Ikem Ekwonu will be available at 6. All this talk about him going to the Jaguars is false. It's just false, because number one, the Jaguars just franchise tag Cam Robinson, which means they're most likely going to keep him. So franchise tag Cam Robinson, they drafted Walker Little last year, which means they're probably getting ready to start him pretty soon. You know, they drafted him in the second round, which means they're definitely going to start him pretty soon. Probably to take Jawan Taylor's spot. So at this point, it makes no sense to go O-line. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to go O-line. You could just draft a guard in the second round, maybe, if that's what they're aiming for. Because if you look at their O-line at this point, you got Cam Robinson, you got Ben Barch, because we don't know if Andrew Norwell's gonna return. You got the Brandon Linder guy, and then for the right tackle, you got either Jawan Taylor or Walker Little. So all you really gotta address is that right guard position. I mean, I think AJ Cannon's a free agent, so like, in terms of a right guard, you don't even have to draft who the hell drafts, unless your name is Quentin Nelson, you never draft a guard that high. So, my opinion, they're probably going to select Kayvon Thibodeau. Like I said before, they're going to select Kayvon Thibodeau, and then, which will leave Ikem Ekwonu available for the Panthers at number 6. And if you're the Panthers, you need an O-line way more than you need a QB, because don't you have a guy by the name of Sam Darnold who's supposed to be a top 5 pick? You know what I mean? Aren't you going to bring back Cam Newton? I heard they wanted to bring back Cam Newton. So where is Kenny Pickett or like any of these guys that you draft? Where are they going to even fit on the roster? You know what I mean? Now you're going to have 3, and you still have PJ Walker, so now you're going to have 3 or 4 different QBs on the roster. The whole thing's going to be a mess. The best thing you can do is just build an O-line. You know, build an O-line, maybe get a middle linebacker. You know what I mean? Do something. Like, because they have Shaq Thompson. I'm not sure if they're going to bring back Hassan Reddick or not. My guess is that they bring him back, but yeah, like, you gotta build your team first before you get a quarterback. So yeah, my guess, Ikem Ekwonu to Panthers at number 6, which leaves the opening for Kenny Pickett to go to Seattle at number 9. And like I said, I feel like Malik Willis is not a good fit in Seattle, because I think Malik Willis will not be ready to start right out of the gate. I don't think he's a day one starter. I think you are going to need... I think Kenny Pickett is ready to start from day one. I mean, maybe you could sit him a couple games just to be safe. But at this point, who is he competing against? Drew Lock. You know what I mean? Maybe you bring in Marcus Mariota, but at this point, you traded for Drew Lock for a reason. You traded for Drew Lock because you wanted him to be competition for whoever you draft. Because you can't... What's the point of having 3 QBs on the roster? Unless that third QB is trash. Like, you want... At very most, you want to have 2 good QBs and 1 meh QB. Like, if you have 3... If you have, like, 3 different starting level QBs, then you don't have a quarterback. You know, because the saying always goes, if you have more than 1 quarterback, then you have no quarterback. So that's what I have to say about that. And like I said, Malik Willis, I feel like he'd be better for a team like the Lions. I feel like he'd be better for a team like the Lions who need a win who have a starter in place like Jared Goff, and he could just come in midway through the season. You know what I mean? I think Kenny Pickett, he has enough experience. You know, he is a 4-year starter. He has enough experience to just come in right away and start and lead that franchise or something. But Malik Willis is going to need a little bit more time to develop. I think for Matt Corral, he would also do better going into a situation like Tennessee where he'd come in halfway. I feel like out of all these quarterback prospects, probably the 2 most pro-ready are Sam Howell and Kenny Pickett. And I just think Kenny Pickett is a better quarterback than Sam Howell. I think Sam Howell needs to go somewhere where he has, like, a support system around him. Because Sam Howell is not going to be able to carry a franchise. I think Sam Howell's one of those guys, if you have all the correct pieces around him, he can succeed. Similar to like a Matthew Stafford, where like he's not going to be able to carry your franchise, but if you put the correct pieces around him, he'll be able to succeed. I don't think he'll be able to put a franchise back. So that's why I said if Sam Howell went to the Steelers, that'd be perfect. He has a run game, he has a defense. Maybe they get him a couple of offensive linemen. So, and he has receivers too, you know what I mean? So that's why I said Sam Howell, the Steelers, Malik Willis, the Lions, he'd come in halfway through the season, and then Matt Corral, the Titans. You know, he's on a winning team. You know, with a veteran QB in Ryan Tannehill, he could try to come in if Ryan Tannehill sticks up the joint. But Kenny Pickett, I think Kenny Pickett is the best option because I think he could come in right away, be a day one starter, you know, put that franchise on his back, win all these close games that are going to happen in the NFC West. Because I don't think Kenny Pickett is like a shootout type of QB. I don't think he's going to be able to like just go back and forth and drop 40, 50 points, you know, like Rams, Chiefs style. I don't think he's that type of quarterback. I think he's the type of quarterback who does well in these close, grinded out games, and you just clutch it out in like the last 5 minutes. I feel like he's more of that type of quarterback, and because he's in the AFC, if he goes to the NFC West, that's the best way to utilize that type of quarterback. You know, and especially with the way Seattle runs their offense, you know what I mean, with their run game. And it suits him even better because he is also a running quarterback. But the problem with Malik Willis is I don't think he's going to have the accuracy. I don't think he's going to have the accuracy of Kenny Pickett. Like, I think Malik Willis would do better in a situation like the Lions, where he can run more read option. Because the Seahawks offense is kind of conservative. They want to run the ball, maybe occasionally do some plays outside the pocket. But I feel like if Malik Willis went to the Lions, he'd be allowed to do more shit because they don't really have like a structured offense, so you just do whatever you want. But Pete Carroll is a very conservative guy. He has an offense you have to follow. You know what I mean? So maybe they get rid of Pete Carroll. But I don't think Malik Willis is a good fit for the Seahawks. I really don't. I don't think he could step in right away. I feel like he needs to go somewhere like Detroit with an established starter so he could try to compete for that job. I don't think he's ready to just start day one like Kenny Pickett. So as a result, Kenny Pickett will be a Seahawk. You heard it here first. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.